Hi, everybody. I'm Irene Rubin Keller, licensed psychotherapist and author of the book Foodaholic: The 7 Stages to Permanent Weight Loss. Welcome back to my channel. If you're not new, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about something I learned recently about how our brains work and what causes us to eat. Coming up. What I learned recently about us, meaning humans, is that I'm moving, right? I'm animated right now talking to you. The motor neurons that tell me to move fire a half a second before I'm aware of them. A half a second before I'm aware of it. Before I'm telling myself to move, it's happening. So this is the free will debate, all right? If some motor neuron in my brain is firing right now, and it's telling me to go to the refrigerator, then what we do is we confabulate a reason or a story for why we just did that or why we want to do that in the case of going to eat. So knowing this now, it makes you wonder, well, who's driving the boat, right? If the impulse to eat is not conscious, it's happening beyond my awareness a half a second before I want to move and do this behavior, then something kind of unconscious makes us do stuff. And when you think about what we need to accomplish, even right now while I'm sitting here talking to you, I'm breathing, my heart's beating, I'm moving around, there's a whole lot of stuff. My blood's going, everything is going on in my body all at the same time, and it's way more than I could think about and still be able to talk to you. So it's necessary for us to have a lot of behaviors that are rote, that happen below the conscious awareness. Otherwise, we'd have to think about speaking, we'd have to think about moving and walking, and life would be exceedingly effortful. Whereas, for most of us, this stuff is rote, habitual. Like driving a car, if you remember learning, it was like, oh, I'm never going to get this. And then, over the years, you don't even think about it anymore. You just go where you're going, right? Okay, so stuff goes on in the brain that is below our awareness that we need to harness if we're going to change our eating behavior. When it comes to impulses to eat, overeating, and all of that, where does this fall in, this information about the motor neuron firing? What it says is that our fight is formidable. It is, which is why so many people fail. And it's formidable because we'll find ourselves, I'll find myself already in the kitchen, scourge, looking around for food before I'm even aware that, I want to go get something to eat, or I'm hungry, I need some food. It doesn't really happen like that. It's just more like, I'm in the kitchen. And sometimes if you're not at all aware of what you're doing, you might not even be aware that you're eating until there are wrappers in the trash. You're like, what the hell did I do? Right? You just kind of check out, and the food helps you do that. Certain foods will help you quite kind of high and help you check out. So how do we get control of this? The only way I know to get control of this is to become more mindful and more aware. And I know you hear mindfulness and it's like, for God's sakes. You've heard that before, right? But how do you do that? Well, for me, the only way for me to do it myself is to keep food records and to write down what I am putting into my mouth so that I can look at it objectively and go, okay, I've already had this, but if I don't write it down, I can't always physically tell, It does depend on what you're taking in. If you're eating a lot of high fat, high salt, high sugar foods, you can take in way more calories than your body needs and not feel like you're eating much. You know what I'm saying? It's like the difference between 1 ounce of potato chips, which barely, it would cover my hand barely, and a whole big potato. for 150 calories, same calories, but your body processes it very differently. And so the way that your body would then feel after you eat a handful of chips versus a full-on baked potato, and kind of see how when you're eating processed foods, you don't really realize how many calories you're taking, and your body isn't able to deal with it that way. So you're going to overeat and you won't know it. Which is why the only way to get a hold of this is to externalize it and write it down. Now, there's one more tip and trick that I have for you that I would like you to try if you think it would be helpful. And only if you think it would be helpful, because if it's going to be traumatic, don't do it. And that is, if you have an iPhone and you have a tripod, or you can just somehow place your iPhone so that you are photographing your whole body. And you can have someone do this for you if you have someone that you trust. Put it on video and watch yourself get your whole body in the shot. Move around on video. Look at yourself on the video. Turn sideways, turn the other way. Move around so that you can see yourself in 3D, at least on video, moving. And you'll get the whole image of what you currently look like. Don't do this if you're really at your top weight and you think seeing yourself in this way will be harmful. Don't. But if you've lost any weight at all, or if you feel pretty good about how you look, it's a great exercise to try, because most of us never see ourselves that way. And once you do, it gives you like this really good feeling for what you look like in the world. It even helps to dress you. Well, like, what should I wear? Well, and you think of what you actually look like. Oh, it helps to externalize your experience of you, because you're in there. So you don't experience you like most of us experience you. Food records and videotape your whole body in motion. And please tell me in the comments, how are you doing? Do you think these things would help you, or have they helped you, or will they help you? Let us know. And, please like and subscribe, and come back and see me again sometime.